I talked earlier about, and Tom talked about, we have to make sure that we create jobs and move forward in this green economy, but we also need to remember that a green job is a manufacturing job that is helping to take our economy in a different direction. And that means, at least in this neighborhood, the steel industry.
If you want a good job, well, certainly you can't expect to have clean air, and you can't expect to have clean water. And it's a fallacy. It's been pushed on us for years and years. And as labor, oftentimes we've fallen for it. And those days have to end. And as environmentalists, we haven't necessarily understood the issues that labor faced and hanging on to the job. But we have come together on that. We have reached an understanding. And so we're going to move forward together and grow this coalition and build this coalition. Because the future of this nation is in manufacturing. We're coming off of 2 decades of a Ponzi scheme where manufacturing has shrunk to 12% of our gross domestic product. And the financial sector, by bundling and selling mortgages and junk paper and derivatives and insurance to each other, has put us in such a condition that our economy is strapped, it's collapsed. We're sending money to banks in New York, whether they need it or not, and we're losing jobs every day in this country with unemployment running up towards 10% and higher. We've got to bring an end to it. And the end is to have a manufacturing sector that produces good-paying jobs with a living wage at family-sustaining wages, and the future of that is in renewables in this country. So this is a fight about jobs, jobs, jobs. That's what this is about. And we need a clean environment, and our children ought to be able to expect it from us. And we ought to leave them a planet in a better condition than the one we found.
Throughout the economic challenges of this decade, there's been a bright spot, and that's the growth in clean energy jobs. Between 1998 and 2007, 37 states saw clean energy jobs grow faster than the other jobs in their economy in other sectors. And let me tell you what, that wasn't blue states and that wasn't red states. But for once, America is falling behind, and it's costing us. Right now, the leading solar producer in the world isn't here. It should be, but it's Germany. The hybrid cars that Americans are buying because they care about the environment aren't made here. Soon they will be. But right now, the majority of them are made in Japan. And China is developing 6 wind farms that will be between 10,000 and 20,000 megawatts each. So here in the United States, we have some of the greatest wind power on earth. So we have the resource. In fact, it's been estimated that we could meet our energy needs as a country 16 times over just with the wind power that we are blessed with. Yet here, in our country, progress on our largest wind farm down in Texas, a 4,000 megawatt site, has been slowed. My friends, we need to unleash the innovation that's made America great to take us into a clean energy future. We need millions of good-paying jobs. We need clean energy jobs that will stay right here in Indiana and can't be shipped overseas. We need to increase industrial output, use less energy to do it. We need to use the existing technology that Americans have already come up with, and then we need to set our great minds at work to come up with the next generation. There are people out there who are going to oppose this plan. They're spending a lot of money. You'll see it on TV, in their ads. You'll hear from their lobbyists. Paid talking heads to tell you all the things that can't happen. They're claiming that we can, and that our country, America's not up to this challenge. And you can bet that I'm going to hear from them, that your representatives are going to hear from them when this bill makes it to the Senate floor in Washington, D.C. So I have a question for them. What is their plan for jobs? To create all those new jobs we need? What's their plan to get our country moving on clean energy? What's their plan to stop our money from going overseas to fuel energy to run our economy? I can tell you what I've heard so far of their plan. It consists of 3 things: the status quo, more of the same, and what we did yesterday. That's right, the status quo. Like ignoring the new technologies that are out there for us to exploit right now. Well, we've been down that path before. I just want you to think back for a second. In 2001, we saw an energy plan that our leaders said was focused on more of the same. They said, listen, our plan means that we will reduce our fuel costs. We'll reduce our dependence on foreign oil. You know it didn't work. It didn't work for our security either. It didn't work for our environment. And it certainly didn't work for our economy in our country. Indiana, I came here just to tell you one thing, which is that we have moved beyond the time when we should be offered and we should accept a false choice, a choice between our economy and our environment. Today we have a different choice. It's between a future or the past. It's between innovation or the status quo. It's between leading the world or following our foreign competitors. It's up to us, it's up to you, to make sure our country makes the right choice. I'm going to stand with you, but more importantly, I'm asking you to stand with us. Thank you so very much.